Colmer's School in South Birmingham has 1,000 pupils, all of whom live within a mile of school, with a third of them having special needs. The school was highly commended for its value-added education in its most recent Ofsted report. It's 9 o'clock in the morning and most pupils are starting their day, but not all. Some are just sitting down to breakfast at a cafe down the road. They're not skiving, for eating with them is their head teacher, Mike Gardner.
This is a GNVQ construction, hairdressing, vocational group, and they're actually having a breakfast. We promised them at Christmas that if they did really well on their building an arch they had to do initially, but if they managed to do that they would be taken out for the builder's breakfast.
Once a week, Colmer's students travel to Quinn Zone, a learning centre located in Quinton Education Action Zone. As well as being a community drop-in centre, it provides education from preschool to adult learners. The Colmer's School students attend vocational courses backed financially by industry and delivered by industry professionals. Today, we're visiting the construction and hair academies.
Okay, everybody, can you just come round a bit, Tiff? Can't see you there. Yeah? No, come round, because you're hiding behind Sam. Charmaine? Right, now we're going on to number 2. We're going to be doing our skills building, okay? And we're going to be talking about how we actually talk to each other. Because when we're in the salon, you're going to have to be talking to clients, and you'll probably be the youngest person in the actual salon, won't you?
Just down the corridor, Martin Griffiths is teaching construction students painting and decorating.
Right, remember, small amount on the brush, wipe off the excess, okay, and then work it. It's better to do 2-3 thin coats than one big thick one, otherwise you're going to create runs and problems for yourself later.
Peter McNoah is Deputy Head of Colmer's School and Head of Vocational Learning.
That mentions Mendeleev. See if there's anything there. My background is from teaching science, and the science department's built on achievements. We're great believers that success breeds success, and we try to get every pupil a qualification. We're big on motivation. We've got all sorts of incentive schemes to the pupils. If they achieve above their targets, they get tickets in raffles. We've had DVD players given to us by local businesses. We do a free trip to the National Space Science Centre for those who've achieved above their best in the SATs and so on, just to reward all their hard work and their progress. And from that background, the head asked me to take on the vocational education in school, and approached it the same way really. We're looking for how we can get the pupils to step up and do their best. The emphasis is, although it's important, not just on the all-important 5 A's to C's. We're a true comprehensive, and we want to see every pupil succeed. With that in mind, that we've got many hard-working pupils who don't really want to be filling folders, but they want to do something and they want to do it well. And these vocational courses are just a gift for us for that.
We started off with carpentry. We were cutting the wood, making a door frame. And we went on to plastering. We learned how to plaster it and we attached it to the door. And then during the plastering we had the test at the end. And then we went on to the plumbing that was in there. That's what I want to do when I'm older. This is my favourite subject now. Wouldn't miss it for anything. And we're just trying to do the best I can, get a gold in everything.
Back at the Hair Academy, the students are learning shampooing and styling techniques.
The course is an introduction into hairdressing, and we're actually completing 4 units towards the level 2 MVQ. What happened was I realised that when I was actually in my own salon that there was a shortage of quality candidates coming through. So this, when it was set up by the Action Zone of vocational training, I realised that I needed to get on board the local salons for their support, and I thought that we would be able to work hand in hand with one another.
You hold it down and then bring your brush up so you've always got the air going in different.
Anita approached a local salon for its support. The salon welcomed the opportunity to send a senior member of staff to help teach the students. Warren Southall, the owner, supports the NVQ scheme run at Quinzone because he feels the hairdressing industry desperately needs new recruits.
What we actually did was we used one of our senior stylists who could go over there and offer some education with regard to sort of personal skills and hairdressing skills, and really to sort of give them an insight into the industry and potentially, you know, hairdressing career. So they're going to come here on work experience for 2 weeks, and with a bit of luck they might come and work for us. So it gives them a platform in which to build on for their career.
For Quinzone, we've got access to MVQ level 1 and level 2 qualifications in hairdressing and in construction. And the pupils, they're just lapping it up. They're racing through the work, they're focused, they want to get on, they want to learn things. And it's a real joy to see. Of course, that happens because they know that the school has made it important and their success means something to us.
Meanwhile, Martin Griffith's Year 11 students have moved on to plumbing.
Keep this all in line.
I was a builder for 15 years, self-employed, bricklayer come builder for 15 years. I'd always wanted to get into teaching along these lines. A lot of the colleges didn't have any vacancies, so I went and did part-time teaching for an adult course. And then I was spotted and offered this position here. Myself, I came from that sort of background. I didn't do very well at school, I didn't enjoy school, but I always enjoyed the practical side of it. I was very fortunate. I had a very influential tutor at college who kind of gave me the confidence to say you can go on and do more.
Exactly the same that side.
We've had students coming in here who are now doing, you know, qualifications which originally they weren't estimated to get anything. We can link these courses in with key skills, maths and English. So they're actually doing maths and English without realising it. They're having to measure pipe, cut timber or whatever, and that's part of their maths. They're having to document everything that they do, so that's their English. But because it's put across in a slightly different way, and the fact that it's put across as a construction lesson, they're quite happy to do it. We try and treat them as much like adults as possible. We try to run it along industrial lines as much as possible. So we're really a sort of stepping stone between school and work. So we try to make it as realistic as possible. We try and use proper equipment because, again, it's no good trying to teach a lesson with just handouts or on a blackboard. They need to be able to feel the tools, feel the materials, know how they react. And when you bend a copper pipe, it doesn't bend correctly, why it didn't bend correctly, and the ways to counteract that.
It's running all the way through, okay, so at the moment it's fine, but it's not under pressure. So if we put our finger over the end, we'll create pressure, okay, and you'll be able to see if any of these leak. Gentlemen, only one that's leaked on Danny's, so we've got quite a bit to live up to.
The Building Skills course is sponsored by a major construction company. Why does Martin feel this is such an important relationship?
What I didn't want to happen was that we spent 18 months with the students here, building them up, building their self-confidence up and their knowledge, for them to go out with a piece of paper and be told it's not worth, you know, any value. So we wanted to be able to work with the industry so that the qualification that the students got was recognised by the building industry. And that's not just by Lovells themselves, by Taylor Woodrow, by all the other companies that are out there, whether it be a large organisation or just a small one-man band. So we've followed the sort of route, and obviously by talking to Lovells, because they're within the industry now and they're up to date with all that, we're able to sort of keep on board and keep heading in the right direction.
Well, I think what was missing before was that the students that we were getting were a bit hit and miss. We didn't catch them early enough, so a lot of students who would have been really good in construction drifted off into other things. And they came with preconceived ideas of what construction would be like. So having been able to get at them from such a young age, one, we've captured probably a cross-section of students that wouldn't have considered going into construction before, but also now when they come to us as apprentices, we've had the pick of the bunch, so we know exactly what we're getting. We've seen them working over a long period of time. And also the lads that we are getting and the ladies have got some skills and the right sort of culture and attitude as well.
Right.
Once they come to us, pretty much the sky's the limit. I mean, we've got guys in the business as site managers and operations managers who've come through the apprenticeship scheme years ago. So the brighter ones that show some aptitude we'll take then into our management training scheme, and we'll put them through a degree if they're capable or a professional qualification. But there's no limit to what they can achieve within the business.
For those that don't want to go into construction, and that's fine, I mean, it's not for everybody, but with the skills that they will have learnt, they will make a great husband or wife to somebody. Again, to try and get somebody to come in and do work in your house isn't always convenient. These kids are going to be able to do things, you know, that will just save them some money, time, effort. So nothing's ever wasted. Whatever they learn's never wasted.
The sponsors seem happy, but does the school think these courses have demonstrated any clear benefits since being launched last year?
In the programme, you'll see one pupil whose attendance was less than 50% last year, another who had severe literacy problems, a few others who we're having to deal with for misbehaviour. And since they've been doing the vocational elements, it really has made a difference to their overall performance and achievement in school. They really have improved in many areas. A lot of the group are on for D's and E's, even though they started in special needs groups in lower school, and we have got quite a few who've actually got all the way up to C grades, and it's just nice to see that it's made an all-round improvement in their school careers.
Colmer's school also runs vocational courses in engineering and food technology. It's bidding for funds to set up further courses, but there are serious hurdles to overcome.
The government likes to say that 50% of pupils will end up in further and higher education, but you know, in the spirit of a true comprehensive, we're thinking about the other 50% too, and making sure that they get something really lasting and worthwhile from their education. But there is a financial implication. 30 people doing it at the moment, we've had to pay £12,000 for. Now, we managed to negotiate a bit back because we did our own transport to and from the courses, and that doesn't include the staff who go up with them. But unfortunately, with that sort of costing, it's very hard to stretch to as many pupils who we want to include on vocational courses.
Colmer's has to pay for the Quinzone courses out of its capitation budget. While £100 per session might not be much to business, it's a lot to a school. Does the head believe it's money well spent?
I think if we asked these here, I don't think Lee would be embarrassed if I said that I think had it not been for this course, he probably might not have survived this year. Would that be fair? In terms of attendance. It was said of Jonathan by the CITB when he did his roofing course last year that he was a natural leader of men, which is a fantastic thing to say about a 15-year-old. And that came from somebody from the industry.